Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in space and time. I just wanted to try to quickly go through the process we might use in the office for creating a research poster, just to show you how to use PowerPoint and just kind of reinforce how you can pretty quickly take a design element from the internet and create it into a poster. So what you have here is just the default size for PowerPoint. It is not the right size. I found a flyer design I like well enough and I grabbed a color palette I like. I usually want to have some lights and some dark so I can get that contrast as I build. And I'm going to go ahead and just start to build. First thing you want to do is change the size of your slide. This is where a lot of problems come when we're trying to print things and it's not working right. So you want to go in the design ribbon. There's going to be slide size, custom slide size, and then change this to what you want. So I'm going to do a vertical poster. It is super helpful if one of your edges is 36 inches long. Standard size is 36 by 48. And I'm just going to put that there. And now I'm going to zoom back out and we have something like this. So I want to walk you through a couple things in here. Adding elements. So, that triangle at the top, maybe I just want to insert a shape. I'm going to take a triangle and I'm going to drop that down. And you can see very quickly, this is not exactly the same shape. So you can rotate it. Um, Maybe there's one like that. Maybe I want to insert another. So I'm going to put the second one in here and I'm going to make it, you know what? I'm just going to offset it just like this, kind of like they have in the picture, if I can get it right. And then for formatting, we want to match those colors. So I'm just going to do format shape, right click, format shape, fill, line. I'm going to put no line on it. You can put a line, of course, if you want. And then I'm going to grab the little eyedropper. I'm going to pick one of the colors from my color palette. This under is kind of a dark color, so I'm going to go with that. And then I'm going to do the same thing for this. No line. And you can see if you have them lined up, you can do this relatively quickly. And this is another one of the darker colors, so we want to have that transition, so maybe something like that. And these parts that are off, just to be careful with the design, they're not going to actually show up. So if I project this, you can see how you're just seeing the part that's on the palette and the rest of that kind of junk off the edge is fine. So going back, you can quickly add elements like this. You can also do things like, you can see the little bar right here. I'm going to try to do a similar thing here and just kind of run it like this. Send to the back. Again, no line. You could do a line if you wanted to. Grab the eyedropper, and we're going to match that darker color there. And you can see we're starting to build that. I didn't quite do this the same as the design on the flyer. For those of you that want me to do this the same way, it would look something a little bit more like this, where we have that triangle in here. And again, you could do this. You could put a triangle in there. You could be lazy like me and see, no, I'm going to need, and you could just do a rectangle and kind of slide it here, send it to the back. I'm going to fill this with another color from our palette, give us a little bit of contrast, maybe this color. Did that do it? Doesn't look like that color at all. And that color seems really light, so maybe we'll do the dark gray. And you can see again, as you project this, you can see we're starting to build in that shape of those images. And you can also see that I have this misaligned a little bit. So again, this is just kind of how you do shapes, you do fills, you can start to build these pieces pretty quickly. All right, so I had a little bit of technical difficulty. So if you notice a little cut in the tape, we are back. I want to show two more things before I stop this video. One is how to insert a symbol or shape, because it could be anything, and how you would edit that. So I'm going to insert a circle here, and you can see it could be an oval, could be a circle. So I'm going to double click on it. That's going to open up the shape editing window, and I'm going to make it 10 by 10, so it's perfect circle. And then I want to do two things. I want to make sure I do have a border on this because I'm going to do a picture fill, and the border is going to actually help tie in the whole design element. So first thing is the default here is really small because it's for an 8-inch piece of paper, and we are now on a 4-foot poster. So I'm just going to make this, I don't know, 10 times bigger. Bring it up to 10 point. Again, I'm going to choose a color from my font. And then as far as inserting the middle, so just like you would do a solid fill, you can do a picture fill here and grab a picture. Or if you want a different picture, we can do that. Let me just grab another picture. Let's say this one. And you can see the humans in this picture are squished, so they don't look right. So we want to be able to fix that. So the easiest way to do this is just double click on the image, and we need the cropping window. Where is the crop? Format shape, sorry. Choose form, sorry. Picture format. Choose the picture format ribbon on the far right. Shape format's the default. We want to choose the picture format ribbon and then go into crop. And then if we do fit, it's going to make the picture the right size. Now you can see it's clearly not filling the circle in a way we would like. So we're going to go back into this crop menu and we're going to go to, actually, I think we just want to click on crop and fit. And why is this not working? Crop to fit. Oh, here we go. I just need to click it twice. Crop to fit is what we're looking for. And now we can edit this almost like any other image. So let's say we want the two people over here. We could zoom in and do a picture like that. And if we click here, you can see we have that. Or, of course, if you wanted to make the picture smaller, bigger, that's probably the easiest way to do it. You can also manually do it through this window. If you want to go into the far side and the crop, you can do it here. It's a lot easier to do it through the shortcut here. So it's going to be crop and fit, and then we can do whatever we want here. Let's say we just want to be able to fill in the circle, and that's the minimum size we need, and get as many faces as we can in there. We could do that. We could get all, well, you can see I missed the top. So let me just go back and fix, well, and it defaults back on me, eh? All right. So I think we can almost get everybody. Well, you can see it's a little, my size is not perfect to get all four in. Maybe it's not the best shape. Maybe it's not the best picture to use, but you can do this to build any kind of element you want in there. The other thing I wanted to show is a lot of times I see when people do graphics in their posters, a lot of times they'll insert them as JPEGs. The resolution will be really bad. So the nice thing is if you're using all Microsoft products, you can just go to Excel, and here's a dummy graph I made. I can just grab it, Control C or copy, go back to my PowerPoint, Control V or paste. And what's nice about this is it's now integrated. So there's two pieces here. One is if we wanted to put it over a design element, you can see it is see-through. It's a PNG file. And the other thing that's really nice is this is editable. So if I just want to edit in here, I can once again go back and grab our color palette so that we can have it be the same. The other thing is you can see that these fonts are way too small. We can't tell what's going on. And that's another common mistake people make putting in data is they don't realize how big these posters are. And sometimes these fonts aren't in the best shape. Oops, that's not going to work. So I am just going to change this to maybe, I don't know, 30-point font so you can read it from 4 feet away as you would be in a poster session. And sometimes this takes a little messing around. Like once you reformat it so that it's readable, you can see there's a couple things. I'm like, oh, maybe I want to make it a little taller so I can get all that there. These tick marks are super small. I want to make sure people can read them. And sometimes maybe you need to change the number of tick lines that are in there. Um, so have that so you can see those pieces. But what's nice here is you can change all the elements just like you would in Excel. You don't have to go back and forth to the file. So you can make it look like it should for the poster that's here. You can keep all of the design elements in place. And again, if you want to make it white and put it on something dark, you can offset it however you want to do. Let's say you wanted to just put a little bit of a background to it. Let's say we want to put a little bit, just high, and then a little bit of that gray, just to give it a little bit of a border. We can give it nice, we can put that border color back in there. Ratchet up the thickness. And you can see we can start to bring that design element in so it sets it off a little bit. You could even at this, whoops. And of course you can group it if you want to make it easier to move. But these are elements so that as you bring your posters, just to think about designing a little bit more attractively for the audience and just how to use some of the pieces in PowerPoint, because I know these are usually the stickling points. At the very end, when you do this, you want to file and save as a PDF. When you do that, it's going to maintain whatever slide size you had there. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you so much. And let me know what else you would like to see in PowerPoint. We'll go ahead and add that up.